Hold My Drink with Charleen and Ellie, a GoLoud original podcast, proudly sponsored by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. An ice-cold can of Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is so irresistibly tasty, it's worth protecting.
Just like what's meant to be is meant to be. You know, I wasn't meant to be 16 years old and becoming a pop star.
Do you think failure helps sometimes?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I think like people don't talk really enough about like how much you learn from your failures and like.
Of course.
We did it one that hasn't been posted yet, but there was one where we were just like, we did it inside a tube station in London, and the guy over the thing was like, "No singing in the station." His tour manager would come and grab me and be like, "Oh, Ed wants to hang out there if you want to go to his dressing room." So I'd go to his dressing room and we'd hang out for those 15 minutes before he goes on stage. And then someone would knock on the door and they'd be like, 2 minutes. And he'd be like, "Cool." And he'd be like, "Let me just change my shoes." He'd just change his shoes into another pair of shoes that looked exactly the same. Yeah. And he'd be like, and then he'd be like, "I'll see you after, bro." And he would just walk on stage. And I was like, he is so chill.
Welcome to Hold My Drink with Charleen and Ellie. Our podcast is like a group chat between your best friends. The girls watch them on a night out where you spill all the gossip on relationship dilemmas and life. And we are so excited to share that today's episode is proudly sponsored by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, which has a magical and irresistible taste and needs to be protected at all costs. Nothing beats an ice cold can of Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, doesn't it?
It really. We only had one actually a few minutes.
We just had one outside.
Yeah.
Still there.
We absolutely adore them. I literally have to hide mine at home.
Yeah, we were saying this before.
I couldn't leave a can of Coca-Cola Zero Sugar just chilling in the fridge. No, it would be stroked on me.
When you open the fridge and there's nothing there.
Yeah.
That you thought was there.
You thought you
So
put your
sad.
can there and then family members stole it.
Yeah.
So
It's so good that it is worth protecting. How far would you go to protect yours? If you're a returning listener, welcome back. And if you're a new listener, welcome. Hold My Drink is out for you every Wednesday, but we also have bonus episodes every Monday, so you can listen to more of us if you're not sick of us yet on the GoLoud app or wherever you get your podcasts. So today on Hold My Drink we had Cork-born Cian Ducrot. You might know him from songs such as I'll Be Waiting and Part of Me and All For You as well. We had such a nice chat with him about how his music career started, his early years, TikTok, he has 4.5 million followers there, his Flashmobs, what are the reactions like, his law of attraction ideas and his views on it, his songwriting, his ADHD, and also his new album that's coming out. We also had our secrets and stalls as always. We had our peaks and bleaks of the week, our wait till I tell you, and then our sip or skip as well as always. And we hope you enjoyed this episode. Hi, birds.
you sucking your eye, Bert.
My eye, I keep blinking like a weirdo.
I had a bag of hula hoops there and I can just smell them off me.
Oh, I had a cheesy popcorn.
I like that one.
It's so nice.
I like it for like a certain amount of time. And
It
then
gets
I'm
a
like,
lot of hate.
"Ooh." Yeah.
I remember when I got it when I was younger, the picture used to be different. It was like a block of, it looked like a block of butter on it. So I remember I bought it thinking it was butter popcorn. No, I was wrong, but it was so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the first time I had it was primary school and I was like, what is this?
Oh, it's so
A girl that I went to primary school with always had that and rice cakes with like white chocolate on them.
Oh.
Is it
Mad
mad
how you just remember someone's
Yeah,
lunch?
but is it mad that you never wanted your own lunch in school?
Mm-mm.
You used to pawn that thing off like there was no tomorrow.
Did you like swap yours now?
Yeah.
Woohoo,
I
like,
know what someone else is bringing in and I'd be like, here, I'll give you half my roll if you give me that.
I used to be so jealous of people who got Nutella sandwiches, so I'd never get them.
I used to get them every
Did
now
you?
and then. Yeah.
And they
be
were
wrapped in
cut
chocolate.
into like little squares,
Yeah, with
and
no
the crust
crust.
was gone. I didn't get my crust cut off.
Oh, did you not?
Eat the crust.
My mum went through a phase then when we were in secondary school. The cheek was still in secondary school getting our lunches made for us every day.
Oh, I was left to fend for myself in
Oh,
primary
no.
school. Well, at
What?
a certain age, yeah.
No, up in,
At like 10 maybe.
literally 6th year, my mum would have my lunch made for me. Like,
Fuck off.
yeah, but she went through a phase then of it was like the same thing over and over again. I used to hate it.
Oh no.
But like she used to get up and make it in the morning. It used to be a chicken wrap, so she'd put chicken goujon in the oven, put it in a wrap with like, was it coleslaw? I don't know.
It's lovely. My mum didn't love
No,
it.
but then by the time I got to school, it was soggy. And
Soggy, yeah, true.
But I could never say to my mum like,
No, because she's getting a mate.
yeah, well, I'm doing that and you're not even. And I'm like, oh, do you know what? It's not even worth the hassle.
My lunch used to be
give it
so
away.
bad because I made them myself, so I'd just be like, oh, I don't even care.
Could you leave your school and go to?
No, we went to Lego shop. We
Yeah.
had a shop in the school though. Like a little store.
We just had a canteen.
Yeah, a canteen, like, but it was like cookies and stuff.
Do you not like have like hot meals in your canteen?
No.
Oh, we did.
No, you could only get sandwiches I think it was sandwiches and rolls. I don't know if I made it up, but I think you get pizza by the end of it.
Oh.
Like slices of pizza. But I don't know if I made that up or not.
Ours turned healthy after the years went on. Like when I got to school first, there was like curry pies and chip rolls and like
It's all gone
sausage
healthy
rolls.
now.
And then it was like soup. And you'd be like, oh.
Oh yeah, we had soup.
I feel like everyone
That
had
soup was lovely.
School soup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love pub soup and school soup.
Pub soup is good.
Yeah.
When it's thick, it needs to be
thick
thick.
bread
Yeah.
and butter.
I don't like chunks now. Wouldn't be into
No.
that. Mm-mm.
As we're listening now, though,
We food on the way.
we're food on the way, and also we're gonna beat it.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, as you are listening, yeah.
Woo!
God knows what we're doing. Well, Wednesday, I don't know, I can't remember what our itinerary is.
On the Wednesday. It's the day before my birthday.
I think we might be chilling right now.
No, I think Wednesday's Ocean Beach.
No, Tuesday's Ocean Beach.
Oh.
Anyway,
We're over
there.
Edita.
Yeah.
My finger was... What do you say? Something was twisted. Your finger
I
was
knew
twisted?
I knew you'd come.
Bollocks, I was lying to myself.
You were lying to yourself.
I just wanted the attention of people.
I think
making me
you-
come. No one
I'm
did.
not gonna come,
Yeah, I was
guys.
like, guys,
I was trying to make you come.
It's like, guys, I really can't go this year and all. They'd be all like, okay.
I just can't.
They'd be like, yeah, grand. You're not coming? All right, bye. Oh, no one's begging me. Oh, no. Shit.
What made you decide to come?
Depression. No, I'm asking. Why not? What else
Yeah.
am I doing?
Because you haven't went in the sun this year, have you? Oh, no, you went once.
Once,
didn't you?
yeah.
Yeah. You need a bit of vitamin D.
I do.
Oh,
God.
Oh, Lord.
No, I need to go. So we both only have a one-way flight booked over.
Yeah. Not that we're not going. We're going home. Oh.
We've never made the flight home.
What?
Never.
I'm going home to my birthday.
Yeah, no, but I mean, if we've ever booked over and back, that back flight we always skipped.
No, I've always made my flight.
Nah, bird. The
I've
year we went,
always-
hate the COVID. We didn't make that flight.
Did we not?
No, we changed
Did
it.
we change it?
Yeah. So I've learned from experience.
To
You
not
just book a
one?
one-way flight, I mean,
Yeah.
and then because you could decide to come home early
I
too.
want to leave ASAP.
You could want to absolutely bounce out of there.
I've never wanted to leave there.
Oh,
was
sometimes
so
when the
sad
hangover's
leaving.
so bad, I'm like, just get
I
me.
don't get hungover over there.
Because you've no choice. If every year we went with Sean and he was waking up in the morning drinking bottles and all, and I was just looking at him like,
Oh,
Sean doesn't
he's
get
a
hungover though.
machine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's never had a hangover in his life.
Mm-mm.
Very jealous.
Yeah, same. He just gets a bit tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lately, I haven't gotten bad ones though either.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've just been tired.
No, I've gotten bad ones now.
The tiredness tiredness in any sense kills you, like
Sleep deprivation. But that's why this time when we do Ibiza, we need to do it differently.
in sleep a lot.
We can't do mad every day.
But
I can't club. Another
club.
bus.
Another
Yeah.
club.
I can't.
No sleep.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'll be a crank. None of you
Yeah.
will want to hang around with me.
Yeah.
I'm going to hate every single one of you if I did that. Like.
Yeah.
So,
It's good until I'm like I'd be grand until I get home and then I'm a crank.
oh no, I'd be a crank over there.
Would you think?
Yeah, yeah. Everyone
Remember
be
you were
annoying.
sick last year?
Yeah, see? Something just always happens to me.
Mm,
Everyone
what
would be annoying me and all.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring earplugs with me too.
To sleep?
In case, yeah.
Why? You guys don't
In
have
case,
out?
yeah, or in case, like, I don't know, there's a party and I want to piss off in the corner and go sleep.
Oh no, I'd kick everyone out of my room. Remember I done that one year?
Did you?
Yeah. Yous were all back in, I think it was mine and I don't think it was even your room. I think it was I was sharing with Eve that year.
Yeah, well,
years ago.
yeah, and we came back.
And yous all came back. Out. I'm gonna sleep. Out, everyone. Like I was so, when I'm tired, I'm a bitch.
We'll do it nicely.
Yeah.
Mad nights and lovely nights.
Yeah, because there's lovely places over there.
I know, I feel like we miss it all. The last night, last year,
Yeah.
we went to the old town, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like
That
that.
was so cute and wholesome.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, it was good last night too.
Yeah.
I reckon herself the last night.
I want to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
No, we will.
it'll be nice.
So your wait I tell you for today
Oh, yeah.
is that.
Is that my car got broken into.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. Well,
I was only telling someone about that.
I say broken into. I may have left the car
It was
open.
basically an invitation.
Yeah, it was basically a rob me.
Yeah.
Yeah, my car got
Capel Street.
fleeced. Well, it didn't. The car didn't get fleeced. My car got rummaged through. On Capel Street, yeah. So me, Sean, and Charlene went for dinner, So I collected Sean first and then collect Charlene. So Charlene was sitting in the back of my car.
Mm-hmm.
We went for dinner. We got out of the car. I locked the car. But before we got out, there was some fella staring in the car. He was walking past. But it was like as if he was smiling at Sean.
It was weird,
wasn't he?
Looking back, I'm like, oh.
I don't know.
Weird.
It was, where was I parked? Mary's Lane, I think it's called, or something. I don't even know where I was parked.
Yeah, just up from Cable Street.
Don't know. So I got out of the car. Could have sworn I locked it. I obviously didn't. Went for dinner for about 2 hours. Walked back to the car. And as we walked towards it, I pressed like the unlock button on my key. And my mirrors close in when it's locked. So when you unlock it, they obviously open out.
Yeah.
So when I clicked the unlock button, my mirrors didn't open out. They were already open out. And I was like, that's a bit weird. And then as we walked closer to the car, I had clothes in the boot of my car. A blazer and a pair of cargos and a bra. That's from a day of filming that we did. There was a bra just chilling in there. They were in the boot of my car, and then when we walked towards the car, they were in the back seat with Charlene. And I was like, well, I hadn't gotten into the car yet. So I was like, Char, were they there when you got into the car? And she was like, no. And I was like, oh, land. And there's this Volvo bag. I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know what's in it. There's a piece of metal in it. I don't know. It's heavy. That was in the back of the car as well. And that's never left my boot
And
once.
all your receipts all splattered everywhere.
And then I opened my door to get into the car, and all the receipts that I have in like the centre console thing, they were all in the cup holder. And I never ever, I never have them just chilling there. So I was like, lads, I think someone was in my car.
When she said it, I was like, someone is in the car.
She thought still in the car, yeah. So I was like, I think someone was sitting in my car rummaging through it. But thank God I had only gotten it serviced the week before. So anything like valuable that was in it, I took out. All that was left was hairbrushes, lip gloss, sunbed cream, and a few receipts.
Yeah.
That's about it. But my back, the headrest in my back seats was like pushed down. And there was all these like weird smudges on my window.
Yeah, it was very creepy. Like,
so unless to get into the boot, they didn't actually open the boot. They got in through the back seat. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's how they
pulled it down. Yeah, and then just grabbed the clothes out to see
what else
is that else in there. Realised it was empty. I think they were looking for cash, to be honest with you.
Yeah, or something.
What are you going to rob?
Like, was very valuable.
Yeah, but there's nothing in there. I can't tell now if I'm missing anything.
No, I think
I would have not. Yeah, no. I think they might have taken a pair of sunglasses, but I can't tell.
Feeling of it though, like,
I felt sick.
Yeah,
driving home and all. I made Sean, when I dropped Sean off, I made him check the boot again.
Make sure.
Yeah, because you're like, what if someone's still in the boot?
What if someone's hiding?
Boogly boogly. You jump up as I'm driving home, like
it's just a horrible feeling. It's like when someone's in your house, like
I just felt sick.
Yeah,
but like, what can I do about it?
Thank God, nothing good was in it.
I normally leave everything in my car.
Usually,
that thing's like a wardrobe, like handbags, fucking. I left my laptop in my old car, in the boot of my old car. I kid you not, for a solid 3 or 4 months in the boot of my car. Yeah. I think I broke it for a while as well because I was just driving around. The thing was just going wee, wee.
Oh my God!
Yeah, but like shit like that,
Imagine
I never.
That, I know. Mine's all taken out now. Fuck that.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah. Freaked.
This is a warning for everyone. Don't leave anything on show.
Yeah, no.
Even if it's not on show, don't leave anything in your car.
No.
Also, don't leave it fucking unlocked if you're parked on Cable Street.
Also good advice, yeah.
Yeah. So, there you go.
Yeah.
My little way, shall I tell you?
It's easy to forget to lock it when it's one of them keys that doesn't need the...
But you know what? And whenever Quiva drives my car, if we're together, I always say to her, and she slags me over every time we get out of the car, I always say to her, did you lock it? And she's like, did you lock it? She's always slagging me saying it.
Yeah.
And then, because when I rang her on the way home, she was like, yeah, funny now, you're always saying to me, did you lock it? And you didn't. I was like, I don't know, did I press the unlock button instead?
By mistake, yeah. And we were talking and didn't think.
Yeah, no. So I check it now. Every time I've locked it. Well, I didn't today, actually.
Oh, great.
Because then someone was telling me, check that your locks are still working, like. In case it's the actual locks on the car.
That's a good idea, yeah.
In case they just stop working and open. But anyway, make sure to lock your cars, boys and girls.
We have a new segment.
Oh, yeah.
This was recommended by someone. Thank you to that someone. And it's called...
We're very sorry, don't get any commission for
this.
Picking our new
segment.
Yes. Sorry about that.
So we came up with the name ourselves. It's Peak and Bleak of the Week.
Woo!
Woohoo! Little song.
A little theme tune.
Yeah. So it basically means your best and worst of the week.
You go first.
So my peak and bleak of the week is, my peak is the bulldog noodles.
You need to make
The
it.
Asian ones. Oh, they're carbonara flavour, the pink ones.
Can you taste carbonara?
No,
like
it doesn't
carbonara.
taste like carbonara.
Doesn't it?
At all. They actually should not be called carbonara.
Yeah, I think Sean said that to me before.
Oh, nice. Like, and I eat them with my chopsticks, and I just
Are they lovely?
love it so much. Like,
For cheese, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, cheese, a bit of milk, and a bit of eggs sometimes as well.
Yeah.
I haven't bothered to make the eggs, yeah.
I need it.
Delicious. They're my peak. They're all I can think of for this week. And my bleak is I cried in the gym because I couldn't lift a certain weight. I just
Oh,
yeah,
bird.
I was
Why?
Like, I'm just really busy and I just
I'm just so busy I can't lift my weight.
No, because I could do it the week before, but I hadn't trained since that day. That last week.
no.
Yeah.
But some days you're just stronger than others.
No, but I knew
Yeah.
it was because I was just slacking and I was eating gick.
Nah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Aw.
What about you?
So for my peak of the week, it is birthday week.
Oh yeah, that's
This
my
week.
peak. Oh, same.
Woohoo!
Same.
There we go now. We can both have the same
Oh,
peak.
yeah.
So it's birthday week. And my bleak of the week, it's birthday week and I'm getting older.
No.
Yeah.
I know.
So can it be a peak and a bleak? Can we do it like that?
There is a gift.
The gift of Satan.
The gift that keeps on giving.
No. Do you know what I saw? I don't know why this came into my head. Something on Graham Norton the other day. Some fella couldn't say penguins. He kept saying penglings.
You couldn't say it.
No. He was doing a documentary and he kept having to say the word and he was like penguins.
Oh.
And he kept saying it wrong. It was some actor.
Spelled like our
Penguins.
space. Why is there a unit? Penguins.
So many words like that though.
Should
There's
be
letters.
PENGWINS.
Penguins. Yeah.
Penguins.
Loads of words are like that though. There's random letters and all and you're like,
Yeah.
why do you have to be here?
Especially in the English language.
Seriously.
Oh, it is.
Why do you know loads of other spellings?
Just make more sense. Like
Oh.
I was to read something and be like, yeah.
Yeah, it makes
Oui.
sense.
Well, we is OUI, so maybe not. Oh
Yeah, I'd be like, oh. So yeah, peak and bleak, they're the same.
The same.
Yeah, I
What's
can't believe I'm
different?
going to be 28.
I'm only 25. 20.
That makes me ill.
You
And the
go on
girls-
like you're 80.
The girls remind me of it all the time. Like, oh, I'm not left wondering how old I am.
No, like it's only.
I was
It
only.
only get better with age.
I only had that conversation with my dad. I was like, "Can you believe you have a 29-year-old and a 28-year-old?"
Yeah, I think that's mad.
I was
They
like,
have
so
kids at
yeah.
that age.
I was like, Dad, says more about you than it does me. You're old. If you have a 29-year-old and a 28-year-old and
Just
the
think
whole
about it like that.
25, yeah.
like there's so much to look forward to in your life. Like you can have a family if you want. Like get a house, travel. Like life gets better with age. I think. I also liked when I was 21 though. It was good age.
No, 17.
Or 18.
Favorite age
yeah.
ever.
18 I like because you could actually do things.
17, I was
Go out.
wild. Great fun. 20.
Now you're double 17. Oh no.
Don't you
You're not
fucking dare. Now you're double 17, Ellie. I'm 36 or something.
4 years.
Oh,
That's
no.
scary. I was looking at, who was I looking at? And I was like, I'm 10 years old. Oh yeah, it was a girl's 15th birthday when I was in a restaurant. She had 1.5 balloon. I was like, that was me 10 years ago. That's sick.
Oh, look how cute this
Think
is.
of it
Actually.
like that. Oh
Don't I look
look.
like Wednesday, Adam?
Oh my god.
What is this? Like,
Oh
what?
my
I think
God.
they're communion bracelets. Look at Jack and Queen.
Oh my god.
Queen was like
look.
not impressed.
Oh, Queen was very tanned.
And then that was our like literal, like what do you call it? Not an exchange student. We had like
The one that lived in the bath or something.
no, different story. She didn't live in the bath in our house.
Oh,
It was in
yeah.
the hotel.
Oh.
She it was our like. Did you say exchange student?
Our student. Yeah.
Our student.
Yeah.
But we took her for like 8 years. She's from Belarus.
wow.
So she was literally like, look, we're all wearing the same clothes. Or
Oh
so we're
my
Quiva.
God.
Yeah, we used to go to Penny's, the three of us. Katya was her name. And me and Quiva and her used to go and go to Penny's. And
She
we'd all
lived in
get,
your gaff for 8 years.
like,
Well,
for
sorry.
summers.
Oh,
No.
sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
I think it was about 8 years, yeah. For
Say, you
summers.
still talk to her?
That's how I know that little bit of Russian.
Would you still talk to her now? No.
I have her on Instagram, yeah. She's a child and all. And like, yeah.
Aw.
She texts my mum sometimes to be like, I'd love to come back over.
Oh,
It'd be cute.
that's really cute.
So there you go, peek and bleak.
Peek and bleak. So today on How My Drink, we have singer-songwriter and Cork man Cian Ducrot.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast.
Aced it.
How are you? How are you feeling?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Feeling good. It's funny that like we just had this conversation. And
Yeah.
then
Oh, we have to do it
Yeah.
again. Yeah.
Again.
What do you mean
Pretend like
we
we
did?
Oh, I'm
No,
totally. I'm so good. Yeah, you know. I'll tell you what
You
I had
just
for
walked
breakfast.
in.
I'm good. I'm actually. Life's nice.
Yeah.
A little bit tired, but
Yeah.
I'm probably
Yeah.
not. You know when you just think you're tired, but you're actually like, I'm not actually.
You got your 8 hours, like, yeah.
No, I did get
yeah.
my 8 hours to be fair. Although I did wake up at 4 a.m. super thirsty, and then I couldn't get back to sleep. I don't know what was going on there.
Hate
Strange
that.
vibes.
No.
Probably
never
the
goes-
moon or something.
Yeah.
Pluto and
What's it called?
retrograde.
Mercury retrograde.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said Pluto. Apparently, I read somewhere that there's like 7 planets in retrograde right now.
Yes,
I don't know
we're
what
all,
any of
no
that-
wonder we're all
I don't know what any of that means. I
Neither
don't
do I, to be
believe in
honest.
any of
I
that.
don't
like-
either, but I think it's whenever I'm sad, I look it up. I'm like, okay, that's the reason.
Yeah.
That's
But
why.
you see some girl on TikTok and she's like, if you're this sign, good things are going to happen to you now. And I'm like,
You're
pure believe it.
waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been waiting for that for
Yeah.
25 years. Where's that?
Yeah, so did the other 7 million people that watch the same
I know,
TikTok.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
They're like, this is meant for you.
yeah,
Like,
it's
yeah, and
just
everyone
for
else.
me.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Liars.
So
Yeah.
going back to your early years, how was like school for you and growing up in general?
In
like-
Cork.
in Cork.
in
why?
Cork, boy.
Where in Cork are you? I don't know Cork at all, but where are you from in Cork?
I grew up.
city.
I grew up in Passage West.
Where is that now?
I'll pretend to know where
It's
that is.
like out. Have you heard of Cove or Roach
Cork, yeah.
Town?
Mhm. Cove,
It's
yeah.
like across the water from Cove.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it a city place or like
Or
a
suburbs.
suburb?
It's more suburbs, yeah.
Okay.
But it's not like it's Ireland is small. The suburbs is like 20 minutes out.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah.
But yeah, it's growing up in Cork was interesting, like in school and stuff, because on one hand I loved it and I look back on it with like such fond memories, but I think also parts of it were really difficult because I definitely wasn't cool or popular. Not that I needed to be or want to be or that you have to be, but
Yeah.
I think it does make a difference. Like when you're not, like everyone's doing sport and you're like the one guy doing music and like drama and dancing and
Yeah.
no one gets it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, you're such a loser. And you're like, it's fun. It's just
Yeah.
me and 15 other girls in a class
Yeah.
It's great.
and we just stretch.
Because that's what they wanted to do.
yeah.
They wanted to do
Yeah.
They're all like in rugby club,
yeah.
all loads of
They were
dudes.
jealous
Yeah.
And I'm
of
like,
you.
I don't want to look at
No,
dudes in
that's-
Do you think
shorts.
that's still the same now, or do you think that's kind of grown? Like it's more like normalized to be doing all that?
Well, so I didn't really like know what it was like because obviously I left Cork maybe when I was like 18 and I came back like a couple of years ago. I say a couple of years ago, I probably came back like at some point last year to shoot a music video. And there was like a guy that was acting in the music video and I can't remember what, he might have been like 16 or something and he was doing musical theater and drama. He was in the same drama school that I had been in. He was like, but he was also doing like some sport. He had like a girlfriend and he was all cool and stuff. And I was like, and I was like, do you not get like picked on? And stuff?
Hey,
And,
that's not fair.
You know, I was like, are you like cool or something? And he was like, yeah, because the people like you made it like cool and normal. And
Yeah.
I was just like, what? I never even thought about that, you know?
I think it was just a mindset from like years and years ago of not
Yeah.
being the stereotypical like boy in
Yeah.
school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And not, it was like a massive thing of, not being the stereotypical boy. And also, I think just like not following the rest of the crowd. And like, it's sad because like now, like everyone sort of looks at it and they're like, oh, like I wish I had done something that I love or followed my dreams or like, oh, you're so lucky. Like, and it's just like, well, you could have, but you just
Yeah.
didn't because
You just wanted to do what everyone else.
I
did.
do what everyone else. And I get it as well because there's like that whole toxic sort of like masculinity in the way that everyone is raised. And I don't know, but yeah, it was definitely like, it was tough. I think I got bullied a lot and I have so many stories and memories of that. But most of the time it didn't really bother me at all. And I was probably, I don't know whether that's just the way I was, my personality or the way I was raised or whatever. But I think I just like, I knew I was doing something different and I knew I was going to be picked on, but I chose to do it anyway because I was like,
Yeah.
well, I don't really care. And I think I hold really high the opinions of those that I love and care about and those that are nice to me and my friends, and anyone else I just don't really care. So
Doesn't
if,
matter. Yeah.
yeah, and if someone's like picking on you, it's not someone whose opinion matters because
in your life.
they're just a mean person anyway. So you're like, well, I don't really care about your opinion, you know? Like, so it was, I had that mindset like very, very young. So I think then I just
That's
like,
good that you had that so young though.
Yeah.
That like to think like that.
And you knew who
Yeah.
you wanted to be. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if other people don't think that,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Speaking personally as well, can you tell us where is your surname from?
France.
I was going to say it sounds French.
Yeah.
So are you half French?
Half French, yeah. My mom's French.
wow.
Yeah.
Can you speak French
Yeah.
fluently?
Fluently, yeah.
Can you
What's
give us a little something something?
People always say that. I'm like, what do you want me to say?
I love it because
See,
Charlene.
my mom's German.
is
So I get that all the
half
time. Like,
German.
what am I meant to say?
Yeah. I
Speak
tell-
German as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
Sick.
yeah.
I tell her to do it all the time, and she's like, "What?" But I think from someone who isn't like
are like,
bilingual,
"Do something."
yeah,
I'm like-
I find it fascinating,
Yeah.
and I would love to know another language. I think it's something that it is kind of drilled into our heads. Well, should be in school, but I clearly didn't
It's not.
follow along
Yeah.
that. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'd love it. I'd love to speak another language.
It is cool.
French.
It is like, yeah, it is handy. when
Would
I
you
go
ever
to
sing
France.
in French?
Yeah, I did a French version of All For You, actually.
No
which I then sing
way.
sometimes when I'm in France.
Wow.
The bits that I remember.
Wow.
It definitely helps though, because I did like when I toured with Ed, we did like a lot of shows in the UK and then in Ireland, and I thought that like the UK and Ireland were going to be the best ones.
Yeah.
And then I was going to go to France, and it was going to be like, no one's going to know my
Yeah,
songs here.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like, don't get played in the radio here. Like, no one's going to care. And I think just because I spoke French, the crowd loved it
Loved
so
it,
much
yeah.
that it was like, it was honestly, they liked me more than even when I was in Dublin, you know? Like,
That's
it was just
Yeah.
insane. And I was just like, so it definitely has been like helpful in that sense of just going to France and like feeling welcome there and
Yeah.
stuff, which is just cool.
Wow. I'd
It's
love it.
amazing. And like speaking of music, how did you discover how much you love music? Was it like a family thing that you all played instruments or like?
Yeah. So my mom's like a professional classical musician, and then that's kind of what I was like born into. So I was just playing music like straight away, pretty much. Like as once I could kind of talk and move, I guess I was just trying to play
Yeah.
instruments, and then grew up with that. And was just like sort of discovering all avenues of it. And as a kid, you don't know what it means. You just know you like playing music and you're doing it, and eventually you figure out about having a job one day or like whatever. But like it never fazed me that like you could be a musician for a job, you
Full
know?
time,
It
yeah.
was more of a hobby, kind of, was it, when you were younger?
Well,
Did you just do it
when I
'cause
was
you-
younger, I just did it because I loved it.
Yeah.
But I also like it never, you know, some people don't realize that you can do that as a job.
A job,
but
yeah,
Because
yeah.
my mom did. For me, it was completely normal to just have a job that was not like
Your average.
stereotypical,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So like I wanted to be an actor for a while. I wanted to be a magician. I wanted to be a skateboarder. I wanted to be a musician. And then like music was the one that obviously stuck the most. And like I think I just was discovering so many different types of music and like different avenues, and eventually got into songwriting. And I was whether that was like, you know, because I was busking and playing gigs and pubs and stuff like that, and just like, and then I just kind of was just like, I think for many reasons I really wanted to be an artist and be a songwriter, and I kind of was just like, it would be so sick if I could pull it off, you know?
Yeah.
And I just kind of remember like sitting in my bedroom in Cork, just like analyzing artists and being like, how do you become
That.
like how?
Where do you
like,
start?
Yeah,
Like,
I used to just be like, was Ed Sheeran like born a pop star? Like, I don't understand how it works. Like,
Yeah.
how do you get to there? You know?
Yeah.
And then I think I just kind of was like, just gonna try everything I can to like
do it.
to get there. And I kind of, my mindset was just like, if you don't stop, I think somebody has like a rule which called like the 1% rule or something, and I guess it's kind of like that, but in my head it was just like,
Oh yeah, you get 1% better every
Yeah.
day, and then you'll
and then you'll eventually
Oh,
surely
succeed.
get there or something,
Yeah,
you
surely
know?
you get to 100.
Yeah, so I was
One
just,
day.
Yeah.
my mindset was just that. I was like, if I never give up, surely I'll be successful at
Yeah,
some point.
Some point, yeah.
You know, like it's
You're
not,
doing this
I didn't
years.
feel.
I followed you like 10 years ago
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
like, you
yeah.
know, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, I tried everything,
Yeah.
you know, like all the different avenues, all the different, like, you know, ways of getting yourself out there. Some things work a bit, you learn, you fail. And I think just like what's meant to be is meant to be, you
Yeah.
know. I wasn't meant to be 16 years old and becoming a pop star.
Pop star,
you
that,
know.
yeah.
I was
Do you think
meant to,
failure
like-
helps sometimes?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I think like people don't talk really enough about like how much you learn from your failures, and like,
Of course.
and that it's like you just have to believe and trust and like believe in yourself and know that like what's meant to be will be, and like the journey is different for everyone. And I look back now and I'm like, oh my god, like thank God I didn't succeed at like
Yeah.
even at like 20 and 21 when I thought I really wanted it so badly. But I was like, I was not good at writing songs. I did not know what I wanted my music to sound like. I thought I did, but I didn't.
You think
at
you know
all.
everything at that age.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You think, and then it was suddenly I like genuinely my whole career pretty much changed when I just kind of just had an epiphany and I was like, I know exactly what I'm going to do. And that was basically when I wrote All For You, was like probably 3 weeks after that. And then everything from then on kind of changed and slotted into place. And like, but it was a big, like, I mean, there was obviously other moments that led to that, but I think it's just like everything comes at the right time, you know, and it's such a cliche thing to say, but like I would never have had to learn how to write songs or produce records if I got successful at 16, because somebody else would have done it for me. Like that's what all the other pop stars people write their songs, not all, but you know, the young stars like that, it's a completely different thing. And I like, that's not my thing at all. You know, I love writing songs. I love writing about my life. I love like making the music and being so part of it. I love being old enough to be like in charge of the business and be like, it's just a whole different thing. Of course. You know? It's completely different if you're like young, even like 18, 19, 20, it's like,
it's too young, I think. That
it's too young.
Growing up, isn't
it's
it?
too
like,
young.
Run away with yourself, I think. Like, if you were, like, look at, like, what we see, the, like, American celebrities and stuff, the likes like Justin Bieber and stuff like that, like, getting so successful so young.
Yeah.
So tough.
I think it kind of keeps you grounded when you've been in the industry for so long.
Yeah.
That you know the graft you've put in, like, you'd never run away with yourself and, like, you're always say the same, like, that.
And you've experienced everything, you know why you're there, you know that you could also very easily not be there. Like, it's just kind of, and now it's just funny. Like, I'm just with my friends and we just think it's hilarious. Like, everything that happens, we're just like, this is so funny.
But it's like you knew, it was like a known in your head that you were like, I know I'm going to get here. It just depends how I get there.
Yeah. Or when.
Yeah.
You have to, I think the knowing as well is almost, it's not even like knowing in a way of arrogance, but it's more in like almost in ignorance of like how crazy it is. You just have to convince yourself.
Yeah, you're like, obviously I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, you're like, it's gonna happen. You know? Because otherwise you won't. It will not happen if you don't believe in yourself.
Yeah.
And we have such a stigma against people being confident and believing themselves. It's so bad. I remember when I was in school, my mom said teachers used to say like, you need to knock some of the confidence out of that boy and stuff.
Terrible.
My mom would be like, the last thing I'm going to do is knock confidence out of my son. Are you serious? Like, poor lad's getting bullied already. Like, you know what I mean? Imagine. And like, I was never like, I mean, I like to believe I was never arrogant or anything like that. And I think I always understood like the line between being confident. I think, I don't know, I feel like somebody said it, but I feel like I'm pretty sure I came up with this myself. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I always think there's the fine line between like being confident and believing in yourself and believing that you're good at what you do.
Yeah.
And then being arrogant about it.
Yeah.
Is whether you make other people feel worse. And you kind of, you know, I had so many people like around me that back in the day, people that I've known that were so arrogant and would just be like, thinking they're better than everyone else, being like, oh, I got the best grade though. What grade did you? You know, like, you know, when people just think they're better than everyone, like that's what I think arrogance is.
Yeah.
I think there's nothing worse than when someone's good at something and they're like, oh, I'm not even like that. False modesty. I'm like, don't bother with it. I want to say like to someone like, you're a sick drummer, and they're like, thank you. Like, I know I've worked really hard to be good, but they never will say I know I'm better than all the other drummers. They're not. I'm obviously good at writing songs and singing, but I'm no better than all the other 7 million billion people who can do it as well.
Yeah.
Do you know? Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm bad. Well, no, you have to believe in yourself.
I think that sounds worse when someone says that. I'm like, but you know you're good.
Yeah, you know you're good at it.
The Irish in
it's the Irish. Yeah, it is
all
a little
the time.
bit.
Like even stupid little things. Like, you ever be in a restaurant or something and like, when they come
I complimented a girl the other day. I was like, you love your hair. She's like, I just washed it today. Yeah. Like, literally blaming her how nice her hair was. I'm just washing it. Like,
but we're very like, oh no. I don't think we can take compliments.
Yeah, it is hard. And it's hard to be like confident and believe in yourself because you worry about people taking it the wrong way.
Yeah, of course.
Come off as arrogant. And I do think it's important not to go around blowing your horn. Like, but it's if you want to be successful and succeed at something, you have to believe in yourself and believe in, but it's almost not even like, it's like believe in why you're doing it. It's not even believe that you like in yourself. It's like, I'm the best. It's like, believe in like, I can achieve it because I'm going to work hard enough. I'm going to put it in. I think I can get good enough to do it. I don't know. It's like just believing in what it is you're trying to achieve, you know, as
To get
opposed to
there.
like believing that you deserve it because you're better than everyone. And like I know people like that who are like, why is no one giving me the attention? Like I'm amazing. Like, they should be crawling to me. And I'm like, no one's gonna knock on your door.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
and also
with
believing
that attitude?
with that attitude. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
definitely not.
No, not gonna happen.
So I think it's just like, and it's also just like, it's not really that like whatever you do in life, it's not that like big of a deal. Like I just write some songs, you know, it's
Yeah.
not really that impressive. Like
Yeah.
if you do it for long enough, you'll be good, just
Yeah.
like anything else.
Yeah.
You can't think you're special because you can write some songs, you know. It just happens
Yeah,
that
so
it's
can a lot of other
career where
people, like-
people get famous from it. But like it's no more impressive than anything else somebody does
Yeah.
for loads of hours, like an architect or whatever job it is that you do. You spend thousands of hours practicing and getting good at, you know.
yeah,
It's just
you put the time in, it'll
Yeah.
benefit you.
and some people are born with a musical ear and some people aren't. It's like genetics as well, you know.
Of course.
It's like
Yeah.
whatever, like it's
No.
not really a big deal. It's just you're just having a laugh.
It is when you can't do it, you're just like, wow.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's amazing. Are you a big man on law of attraction and manifestation? And
Yeah, 100%.
are
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard a podcast you done. You said you sat in a taxi, an Uber with someone, and she was like, "I feel the need to tell you to listen to Watch the Secret." Wasn't
Yeah,
it? And you went
100%.
home and
Yeah.
listened to it. Yeah.
It was crazy. I
Yeah.
mean, I've practiced law of attraction my whole life without knowing it.
I was like that when I was younger too.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think it's sort of it's that like confidence you have as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was a kid, I knew I had the ability to do well in what I was doing, and I always believed in myself.
Yeah.
I never let anyone put me down, and I always succeeded if I believed in myself. If I doubted myself for a second, I'd fail.
Really?
You know, face first, like.
Yeah.
And as I got older, you get the confidence knocked out of you. You
Yeah.
know, people just, no one likes somebody who's confident and believes in themselves, and it'll knock out of you. And eventually, you don't even believe in yourself anymore. And you're, you know, exciting things happen. And like, I remember somebody said to me, like, I think it was like years ago, like a record label wanted to have a conversation with me, and I was so excited. And somebody was like, yeah, you know, like, don't get your hopes up though.
Oh, that's such a horrible feeling.
And I was just like,
I
I was like,
Why
I was
would
like,
you say
I
that?
will always get my hopes up, because at least if it doesn't work out, I got to like be excited for 2 weeks. You know?
What's
What's the harm?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
As long as you can take the no.
The knock.
Yeah.
And take the knock. It's grand. Just get over yourself.
Yeah.
But enjoy having your hopes up. And like when this woman told me to watch The Law of Attraction, I was like, I had already kind of discovered it again in my life, but I hadn't really taken it that seriously. And I genuinely, like, this is like 100% true. Like, she told me to watch The Law of Attraction. The Secret. I watched the documentary. It basically kind of gives you tips and tricks on how to like put it into practice and how to sort of, which I think it's basically all just about your mindset and how you genuinely, what you're radiating, what energy you're giving, how positive you are, how you believe in yourself, what you believe in. And it always has worked for me throughout my life and my career so far. But I remember it said like, just do these things, and like, and the things that I would do is I would like visualize myself in these places that I wanted to be, like
I need to do
arenas,
looking at my
like,
hands, playing in the O2 Arena, which I then did, and then like and then listing things I was grateful for that I had and that I didn't have as if I had them. And it said, don't worry, keep working hard, do this, and see what happens to you in 3 months. And 3 months after that, like exactly 3 months after that, I think I had 500,000 followers, and I was signing a record deal, and my whole life was starting to change.
Right.
And then of course I got like, again, I went into a place where I probably stopped believing myself, and I had to make my way back up. And like, you know, that was only the beginning, but so many things in my life were 100%. I don't know how it works. I don't think it's like some sort of magic, but I think it's
an
true.
energy.
It's basically like truly believing in yourself and an energy, and you also attract people on that same energy.
What you
Wavelength.
give
You know?
out, it kind of comes back to you. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
And people feel that energy. They feel
Yeah.
that, like, you know, people who believe in, like, people who are very successful are people who believe in themselves, surround themselves in people who are positive, believe in themselves. And if they meet you and you're this little like kind of
Black
like
cloud, like,
yeah, they'll just be like, they'll
rain
not,
on
you
my
know.
parade.
But if
Yeah.
they meet you and you have this energy about you, like,
It opens doors.
it opens,
It
you
does,
know,
yeah.
and that's, those people attract each other. And it's all about people then. Like, you gotta, you know, I cut out the wrong people out of my life and kept the right people. And
Yeah.
but I do think I mean, you could talk for I could talk for hours about the stories and stories that I have of friends, like crazy stuff. And I'm sure you guys like have had, like, are you both very like into that yourselves? Like,
I would be.
You'd be
You're
more
not
than
as
me.
much, yeah.
Not as much, but I'm trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it.
the
I think it's made too complicated in the book and all. I didn't actually
Yeah.
end up reading the book fully. I was like,
I watched
you
it.
know
I
what, like,
watched it on a
I
flight,
think, yeah, that's good. But
and
like,
I was like, wow.
I think the most important thing is that you believe what you're saying. Like, you have to believe.
you can't
what
just
you're
be like,
saying.
I would like €1 million. Like, it doesn't work. Like, you have to be
Even
like,
though that'd
how
be
am I going to
lovely.
get that?
you have to truly feel that.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I do it and I'm like, no, this isn't going to work because I know.
You're lying to yourself, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not
Yeah.
about like, I mean, I know people who use it for crazy things like I'm going to get €1 million, I'm going to find a hairbrush on the floor because I need one.
Yeah.
But you have to really believe what you're actually like saying that
As
you're
if you
grateful
have it
for,
already nearly.
as if you
Yeah.
like have it, you know. I'm pretty sure like before I'll Be Waiting became like so big, I'm pretty sure I was like, I'm so grateful for the success of my song. I'm so grateful for like my sold out tour. Like I didn't have any of this. I'm so
Yeah.
grateful. I remember being like, I'm so grateful for my publishing deal. So grateful for my record
And you had
deal.
none of this at the
None
time?
of this at the time. Do you know? And then like, but I truly believed that when I was saying it, I was believing that I had it.
That
And
you
and you also have to feel how you would feel if you had it.
Yeah, you feel like happy inside.
You like the happiness in your chest, you know,
yeah.
it almost makes you want to laugh. Like,
Yeah.
that's when you know it's gonna work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I need to do it.
But you don't just then sit
Yeah.
on your ass and do no work.
No,
You know,
no.
You also still have to like
Try.
keep
Like, oh
grafting and
shit,
working.
you have to work. Oh.
But I think it just basically makes you truly believe in yourself.
Yeah.
That's what it does.
Yeah.
It makes you truly
And
believe in
what's the
yourself.
harm in that? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
And that
Yeah.
brings
Where's the harm?
opportunities your way. It makes you like, it makes you take those risks, you know, and like you DM'd me.
Yeah. I
asking
didn't
me
even
to come
see
here.
your reply.
Do you know?
Oh my God,
so
I can't
funny.
believe I
Bitch.
ghosted. I bet
You
no,
ghosted
I
Kane.
can't believe. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it.
But there's a lot of things in my life that happened because like I just DM'd.
You just done it,
I
yeah.
just
Really?
DM'd some
Yeah.
guy or whoever.
Yeah.
And they just like reply and you're just like, that's hilarious.
I think
Like,
people
Yeah.
psych
I've
themselves
texted
out.
you psych yourself out.
I psych myself. I'm like, I'm not doing that. No
Have you
way.
ever- I know you've texted someone for the podcast.
No, I think you asked me to DM Kane, and I was like,
I was
no.
like, you've more followers as here.
I was like, no. I think you psych yourself out then,
Yeah.
thinking of the failure that potentially could happen.
But I just think, what fuck it. If
Yeah,
I'm right.
I'd look at
And
that.
then I thought he didn't. I was like,
I'd look
tried.
at that
We
before.
And he
Yeah, I'd look at the failure before I'd look at, well, if it
But-
did go my
yeah.
way, what you'd gain.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's obviously not a great mindset.
But yeah, the thing is
Yeah.
then like I think it makes you the point is almost that like exactly when you're in that mindset, it makes you like believe more or it makes you just do those things more.
yeah.
Do you know? Like
Yeah.
you send the DMs, you write the 100 emails and you get the one reply. You start the podcast, you know,
Yeah.
you put your first song out and that's the difference, you know. And if you're not in that kind of mindset, you won't do those things and the opportunities won't come.
Come
And
your way, yeah.
I think, is it like on your deathbed, you're not going to remember if someone didn't reply to it. Yeah.
yeah,
I would.
I mean, like, would
Yeah. I would.
Oh,
I would.
80 years ago, they never replied to me.
I heard in a podcast you often ask people, what is your dream and why aren't you living in it?
Yeah.
When is the first time you asked yourself that question?
When I was a kid, I used to like when I would go to sleep. A lot of the time, my dreams were performing on stage.
Wow.
Like my actual dreams, I would be on stage performing, and different situations. And I would like just the other day, I was with, do you know the Vamps, the band?
Oh my God.
I used to love them.
Love
Yeah.
Brad.
Yeah. So I was obsessed with the Vamps as a kid, and like I have become really good friends with James, who plays guitar and sings and stuff. And I was with him, and I was telling him this story that like when I remember they were playing, I think the Marquee, and I had a dream that he like broke his arm. I was side stage, and they got me to come on stage and fill in and all that. And I told him, I was like, man, it's like it's crazy that we're friends, like because I literally had
Dreamed about
a
you.
dream like, filling in
Wow.
for you on guitar. Like, literally, you're in my dreams. But like I had so many dreams. Like I remember specific dreams with specific people I knew in the front row. Remember what they were doing. I remember being on these stages, and like it was such a phenomenal feeling that I would just wake up and be like, I have to do that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And like I don't think those dreams were happening by accident. Like whatever reason it was, I just knew. I was like, there's no way that I'm not going to do that for the rest of my life. And I think that's when I knew, and I just knew obviously I'm going to try something I love.
Yeah.
And then I think I was just really inspired by creatives and people, and I watched loads of interviews. I remember being obsessed with Jim Carrey as a kid. I had one of his movies called Liar Liar on DVD, and I used to watch it all the time. So I just loved him, and I thought he was hilarious. And he had an interview, and many interviews, where he just talks about like his dad I think his dad wanted to be a comedian as well. And he wasn't. He worked in a factory where he dedicated his life to this factory. And one day the factory just fired him, just let off a bunch of workers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he said that day, he was like, I realized like you could fail at doing something you don't want to do. So you might as well take a risk and try something you do. And I was just like, cool, that's it. I was like, I couldn't agree more. And I was like, whether I succeed or not, like this is what I'm going to try to do. And I went through a big phase where I used to always ask everybody, first thing I would say as we would start a conversation, and I would just be like, what's your dream? Like, what do you want to do? Because people don't realize, like, when we're alive, we're so unaware that we're alive and like we're going to die in like that second. And then you're just like,
aimless.
You have to do that one thing that you want to do. That's it. That's the only purpose of life, I think, is to do that thing that you want to do and enjoy it and have fun and connect with humans and be a good person and love and feel love and happiness. And I think like, I just think it's when people are just not pursuing the thing that they love and they want to do. So one of the first things I asked my girlfriend when I met her, we went for a cycle. It was like lockdown. We're cycling around London. And I remember I was like, what's your dream? Like, what are you passionate about? What would you love to do with your life? And I remember she was just like...
People are stumped by the question, aren't they? Nearly like,
She was like, I've never once ever thought about that. And now she's doing the thing that she loves as her career. And her life is completely different. And like, thanks to me...
Fitness? It's fitness she does, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
And she took her a little bit of time to like figure it out, what it exactly... And then one day we were all just like... And she was like, oh my God. Like, she used to be like a sprinter for England, and then she was like third fastest in the country, but she had like shin splints, so she had to give up, which happens to a lot of runners.
Yeah.
And then she loves music. And for a while she was like, maybe I'll like work in the music industry, because like she spent her life going to music festivals and she loves that side. And in a way she basically gets to do that without having to have a job in it, because she just tours with me all the time now.
Yeah. Wow.
And then we all just kind of like, one day we were like, you do realize that you work out like 3 times a day. Like, why don't you? And then she was like, oh my God. And she basically fell in love with Joe Wicks, the coach. And now like Joe and I speak, which is like so mad, because I'm like, you literally inspired us to like get fit. Sophia was always super fit, but he kind of really like, she just loved his mindset towards mental health and exercise, and just the type of influencer that he was for exercise. And she was just like, I would love to do what he does. I'd love to like get people healthy and happy and fit. And it's just now, I think she's more passionate about it than I am with music. Like, I've never seen anyone so passionate about what they do. And it's just like, it's just amazing, because it's like,
that's what she was made to do.
Yeah, it's what she was made to do. And it's when you see people doing something that they love and that they enjoy, it's like, that's what life is about.
They just shine. Like,
and it takes time to get there. I remember like friends and with Sophia and stuff, I was like, it's not going to happen overnight. Like, you're not going to get there tomorrow. Like, you have to be willing to like spend however many years to get to reach your dreams. And it's like, now she's starting to achieve things that I'm like, aren't you so glad like you didn't give up and like you went through those hard times where you thought it might not work out and stuff, because it's just, it is always a thing. Like, people are afraid because it takes time and no one's willing to give 10 years of their life.
I always think that the time will pass anyway.
Yeah.
So you may as well
exactly
do
it's
it.
a good way.
Yeah.
I love that. The time
like
will
me
pass
in college,
anyway.
but I hate it. But I was like, time's gonna pass. I might as well finish it.
Telling herself that anyway during the day.
That was how I got it. But was there a time where you ever felt like giving up? Obviously, you were so strong and believing in yourself. But was there times when you were like, oh, I can't do this anymore? Like, get me to a normal 9-to-5 job.
Maybe a little bit. Yeah, there are moments definitely where you doubt yourself and you think like, you do think you're like, I've been at this for so long, like maybe I'm just insane and I'm wasting my time trying to do this. And there was definitely like a small period where I had like a bit of that, but I think I think to me, in the end, it was just no other choice. It was like, I was like, I just can't not do it, you know?
Yeah.
So no matter how hard it was, or no matter even when I had that mindset at times, I was just like, snap out of it. Like, just get back on the thing. Like, believe in yourself. Like, you will get there.
I feel like the way you've spoken about like believing in yourself and stuff, that outweighed any doubt you ever had. Like, I feel like if doubt ever came into, you just strike me as the person that if doubt ever came into your head, believing in yourself would completely outshadow that little bit of doubt. It might come for a bit or two.
It's like 10 minutes of doubt.
Yeah, a little down here and there, but it would.
It always happens. You always will doubt yourself no matter what. I doubt myself now, like every day. I think like I get to do these things and I'm like, oh my God, imagine if it all falls away. Like, imagine I never have another successful song. Imagine just like it doesn't work out, you know?
Yeah.
And you can always doubt yourself. But then I'm just like, nah, bro, I'm class.
Yeah.
It's like
no one like me.
I got it, you know, I got this, you know.
Do you ever get imposter syndrome?
Yeah, all the time.
I think I get that.
Do you?
I
do.
I never
like,
understood
why am I
what
doing
it was
Oh,
before.
yeah.
Like, I don't know how you
Yeah, how would you describe
get
it?
But I remember people telling me about their imposter syndrome and I didn't get it at all. I was like, what do you want? I wouldn't say I have, I don't know, you tell me if this is imposter syndrome.
Okay,
I don't
you
really
tell
know
me.
what I call this. But what I feel is like, I never have the sort of, when imposter syndrome was described to me before, people would always say like, oh, I don't feel like I deserve to be here, or I feel like an imposter here, like I'm not supposed to be here.
Not meant, yeah.
I don't feel like that at all. I'm like, I worked so hard to be here. I'm like, thank God I got here, because like, geez, like if it didn't work out, I would have lost faith in like science at this point. But when I'm on stage, and there's like thousands of people, like I just supported Dermot Kennedy at Thomond Park, and it's like when you go out on stage and it's not even your own show, and like 30,000 people every night are singing the words to all of your songs, and you're just like,
You're like me?
yeah, I'm just like, there's no
Yeah.
way.
Really turn around.
Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like. I'm constantly just, whose song is this?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Why do we all know the words?
yeah,
here?
that's what it feels like. But I don't ever feel the kind of like, oh, I don't deserve to be here, or like I don't belong here. I'm more just like,
Wow.
I'm like, what is going on? Like, there's no way that this is happening, you know? Or like, I'm like, kind of pinch myself kind of stuff. And like, and it all feels like I'm almost watching someone else's live, or it's like fake, or everyone's an actor, and like, because
They're all going to jump out and be like,
yeah,
punk.
it's just all like, it's just all really funny. And like, I have my best friend who's with me all the time on tour, and he films everything. He's like my content creator.
Oh.
And we just like, we experience so many crazy things, whether it's like I go to Oslo and 100,000 people in an audience are singing I'll Be Waiting, and then, or it's like I'm going somewhere and there's like fans stopping trying to take photos or whatever, and like afterwards we just are like, we're just like laughing because it's hilarious. We're just like, man, we were just like on Paul Street in Cork, like skating there like 10 years ago. Like, what is going on? You know, it's so weird. And so it's like, it's kind of in that way, because it's, I think like, either, I don't know, maybe it goes two ways. You either become like really arrogant and like think you're class and you're like, I'm like famous now, or you're like, they have no idea what's going on, you know? Just like, so I think for me, like, I don't know, I kind of use imposter syndrome to describe that feeling, but I don't know.
No, I think that is. I'd be like that. So I'd be like, oh, mate, like even when we're doing a live show for the podcast, they're like people are here for me, like kind of like that. Like it's
And
not
you
that I don't
believe
think
it.
I deserve it. It's like,
Wow.
yeah, kind
Yeah.
of like that. Like why me in a way?
Yeah.
Like out of everyone else, like
Yeah. Why am
I think
I?
you, because you worked hard to achieve it.
yeah.
I think that's the one thing that I don't necessarily have, is the why me, because I'm like the people who get it are the people who work hard enough and long enough and like don't give up on themselves.
Yeah.
But absolutely the fact of where you're like,
What the fuck?
more like, why are you here? I don't understand. I guess it kind of is. To be fair, I am always like, but you could listen to anyone else's music. Like,
Yeah,
there's no
why
way.
my music?
Yeah, there's no way
Yeah,
my music
yeah,
stuck out
yeah.
enough that you would like it more than someone else's, or that
Yeah.
you would actually come to the show, you know?
Yeah, of
and it
course.
is like when you're at those live shows and when you guys tour the podcast, like, and you're just there
That-
and you're
yeah.
just looking at people, you're like, did someone force you to come here?
Yeah,
Like,
who
paid
dragged
you?
you?
Yeah, I'm always like, I remember when I started touring at first, I was just like, no one's going to be in the room. I knew the room was sold out. I was like, no one's going to be there. And then they're there, and I'm like, who forced you to come? Like, I don't know what, I don't get this, you know? And that's why then in like the first shows, I used to do like meet and greets and stuff afterwards. because I just had to be like,
Make sure they're real.
you're really
yeah.
you know, and then
Not a
people
mirage.
give your story,
Yeah.
their stories, and they're like, I remember the first time someone was like, oh, I'm a nurse in lockdown. I had the worst time ever, and every single night I would drive home and I would listen to your music the whole drive home for like 2 years straight, and I would just cry the whole way home. And I was like, I can't believe that I'm just at home like having dinner, watching like Drive to Survive, and some person that I've never met in my life is like crying on their way home
Crying
listening
to
to my
your
songs. Like, I
song.
don't even know
Yeah.
that's happening.
Yeah.
And that's happening like all over the world, and you're just like, you can't comprehend any of that. You can't comprehend that people
No,
actually
it's no.
care about what you're doing.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think you're supposed to or ever will, I guess.
Yeah, it'll never
No.
kind of click with you.
Yeah, it's mad that people are listening to you right now, probably somewhere in the world.
Yeah.
A lot of
So
people.
weird.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It's so
Yeah,
weird. Like,
yeah.
what are the chances?
Yeah.
Or
That,
even when you're asleep, like people listen to us, and obviously it's the same as you in Australia and stuff. But like,
Yeah.
we're probably in bed and they're just listening to my voice.
Yeah.
talking.
Don't get it at all, yeah.
it's so mad. I got
bizarre.
sent like some, like, sometimes I get videos of people like getting like gifted tickets to my concerts from like
Oh,
their
they're so
parents or
sweet.
their,
Oh, God.
and they're just like
Crying.
bawling.
Oh.
And I'm just like, what do you mean? Like, why do you care that much? Like,
You're like, it's just me. Like,
yeah, it's so weird. But
Yeah.
it's like, and then I just show it to like everyone on my team. I'm like, what is it? Like, I
Yeah.
don't understand what's
Why?
going on. And
Yeah.
they're just like, it's just crazy how much you can mean to someone. Like, and you
You
just
don't
will
know.
never
Mhm.
understand it. You
No.
just can't, like,
Yeah, it won't. You can't comprehend something
Yeah.
like that in your
No.
head.
No,
it's
never
mad.
will.
But it's
Nice.
so special. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's so
it is.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so amazing to make a community and like have that with people and just be able to share this, just like share your time with all these people. It's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah. And I read that you have ADHD. Did I read that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know
Do you
how?
think that is like a help or a hindrance to your career? And how did you feel when you were like diagnosed with it and stuff?
It's like, to be fair, I feel like I obviously knew I had it. Like, I knew I had it like my whole life, pretty
Yeah.
much. And like my but my mum and stuff, like she never believed in any of that kind of stuff. She's like very like French, and she's like, in France they don't really do that. They don't
Do
like
they
put
not?
labels on stuff
Oh.
because they just feel like
just
you
are
are
who
who
you
you
are.
are.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And to be fair, I kind of believe in that as well.
Yeah,
I think it is
yeah.
a little bit of nonsense, and it's becoming so like, oh, ADHD. I'm like, you're just maybe a bit bonkers, or you eat too
Yeah.
much sugar, or whatever. I don't know, like, or you just don't care about history in school, or I don't know. But I remember like there was two things. One guy in a music shop, every time I went in, he would just be like, he was actually a bit rude to me. He'd always be like, you got ADHD, you should get checked. And I would just be like, Jesus Christ.
What were you doing?
As
Hello,
like a
shop?
kid, you know? And I
Yeah,
was just
hello
like,
to you
I was
too,
just being,
like-
like so like, okay.
Whoa.
And then I remember the only reason I took a test for it was because when I was in university, when I was at the Royal Academy in London, my friend, she went for a test and she got it. And then you got like way more time
To do
your exams
No
and
way.
your essays. And if you had to do like a massive like music essay dissertation thing, you got like 4 months instead of 2. And obviously I always left everything till like the last night. So I was like, unreal. No
Daddy,
way.
give me that.
And then she was like, for the exams, you get like a different room with only like 10 people and it's way more chill. And it's like, and I was like, that's unreal as well. So I just went for the test and I obviously had it. Like, I was like, I obviously have, she was like, you definitely have ADHD. You should go. So I took the test only for that. Cause I was just like, but funny enough, the guy said to me at the end of the test, he was like, you should really congratulate your mum because she did an amazing job at like raising you with your ADHD, because he was like, it's almost like I owe it. I think I give it to like classical music.
Okay.
I think because classical music is so disciplined, I would have to sit down for like 4 hours at a time, 5 hours at a time, and just have a piece of music that I can't play and have to learn it.
Learn it, yeah.
I
it
used
just
like
had
I
to
played
be
the violin.
so-
I was like that as well.
It's so disciplining,
yeah,
you know?
it is.
And he said, he was like, it's probably because of classical music
Mm-hmm.
that you've like really like got it under control. And I like now I think I'm a pretty calm person. Like a lot of people go back like 5 years, people are like, Cian's nuts. Like he's just bouncing off the walls.
Yeah.
Now I'm like super calm. Maybe just because I'm older and like I've chilled out a lot.
Yeah.
And my energy just goes into like certain things.
The right
Obviously
things.
talk a lot.
Yeah.
I can talk forever.
Yeah.
But I'm not like bouncing off the walls. And I
Yeah.
never really was like that. I was just
Yeah.
like super excited, basically.
Yeah.
And I just loved like
Everything.
Love being on stage. I love talking to people. I love making friends. And like now I'm a little bit more like I like to chill. But I think it definitely like hyperactivity. I think helps you in certain ways because it's like. First of all, I knew when I was at school, and I was pretty decent at school, like, and I didn't have to work that hard. I didn't work at all, to be fair. But I was lucky because I obviously had music, Irish, French, which were all A's, and I didn't have to try. And then I had like, I was clever enough at the other stuff without trying too hard, and I was actually really interested by like history and things like that. So like I enjoyed it. But from the beginning of time in school, and all of my teachers knew, I was like, I'm going to be a musician. So like, see you later. I'm never not going to like, try that hard. Yeah. I'll just like show up and be good. But I was like, definitely like probably causing problems in class. It's like.
Without knowing it probably, but like.
Without knowing it, like just being really loud. Like.
Can we talk about songwriting? This is something in musicians that baffles me. Don't know how you'd sit down, think of like words that have to rhyme, think of like verses, bridges, like all that. How do you even begin to sit down and say, okay, pen to paper? Would you actually physically write them actually? Pen to paper?
No, I've tried that, but it's...
Does it work?
Really?
No.
Try to be all cool and...
and have your notes. No, does it work? No, it's not a
you lose the notepad.
I think like it's different for so many people. Like if I wanted to write a song now, like if you gave me a guitar, I could write a song, like, and it would, that's probably how I would do. Do you have a guitar?
Yeah, there's one in there, I think, yeah.
If you actually, like, I could show you if you wanted to really know how it actually goes down.
Leanna's Keane's guitar there. Yeah,
that one. Yeah.
Yeah, go on, bring it in.
Quick.
God, the pressure's on now. I have to not write a crap song.
Probably really out of tune. How do you, you can tune?
I have no clue. I don't even know who owns this. Is it Keane's guitar? We need to.
I'll give you I'm going to preempt that it's going to be a really bad example of how I write songs.
Sitting here all along.
It's just there. We didn't
it's one I made earlier.
Yeah.
Who signed that?
I have no idea.
I'm not sure.
Oh, it's really in tune. No, it's
is it? Oh. It is. That's good, El Keane.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Basically, for me, like, it's always... I'll put this a bit closer, actually. I pretty much am like... It depends what point I was, like, in my career and at how good I was at songwriting. And I was really bad for a really long time. So I would write, like, every day to just, like, practice and get better. Now it's like I usually, like, know what I want to write about specifically. I very rarely write on guitar. I usually write on piano. But I'll know what I want to write about, and then I'll be like inspired by like multiple things, whether it'll be like a song or a beat or like some sort of like some multiple things, I can't just, I don't think I would often like be like, I know what I want to write a song about, I'm just going to go and write it. Like I want like multiple things to inspire, or I'll just like let it all bottle up and then like 2 months down the line,
get out,
and I just like, and it just comes out. But I'll usually like, I don't know, usually it always for me starts with like finding nice chords on the piano or whatever. So like I'll pretend you're not here and I'll try not to embarrass myself. But if I was like to write a song, God, this is terrible. Let's see. Okay, God, what am I doing? What are we going to write a song about, for example? If I was writing a song about, like...
I
write a song about, like...
A sad girl.
Drinking Coca-Cola.
Okay,
A sad girl.
Okay. Too sad.
Okay, I'll do, like, a sad girl.
Okay.
We'll try. And then I'll just, like... it's going to be gibberish, by the way.
Okay.
But I'll probably have, like, one lyric, like... she sat on her own, never knowing where to go. Maybe it'll take her there. No. And I'll just make shit up, and then I'll go like,
this will be the next hit.
I know you are. Maybe I will fall in love again. Maybe I won't. Obviously, I won't be embarrassed while I'm doing it.
Wow.
Wow.
But I'll just do that for like
That is
10 minutes and just have like my voice.
Yeah.
So like when I wrote like All For You, I was probably just like, I was just jamming and I was like, and then I was like, often I like to pretend like the song already exists, you
Oh,
know?
okay.
Okay.
So I'll go like, so a song is usually like verse, pre-chorus, chorus, you know,
Yeah.
and then it does that again in a bridge or whatever. So I'll sing like kind of a verse and then I'll go like to a pre-chorus and then I'll be like, and then where would I go for the chorus? And I probably just like, and I should have been, and I should have tried, and I did it for home every night. And then I'll kind of be like, oh, maybe I should like list things I should have done. And then I'll kind of start to write it down. Might stop for a few minutes and like write the lyrics and then I'll go back and I'll like perfect the melody. But it's kind of just like, but like, I always have to like kind of just get into like a flow state and just like be like completely just like in touch with what like am I like the melodies in my head and it just like has to like come out. Sometimes I'll sing too loud and I won't be able to hear what's in my head. It's really funny. And then I'll have to be like,
shush, kids,
so I'll have to be like kind of like almost not singing or just like singing in my head so I can hear.
Yeah,
But it's basically just kind of goes like that, or like if I know really specifically, or I'll have like a rhyme scheme sometimes, or I'll have written a little bit of lyrics about something that I want to like write about. And then I'll just kind of do that. Thank you.
That's fascinating.
But yeah, it's just kind of like that, and it's just kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of just like talking. You just kind of, but I just sit and like, I like to let it bottle up so that I feel like when I do sit down to do it, usually something good comes out.
Okay.
Because I don't like when I write something bad, I get pissed off. I'm just like, damn, I'm
like a mental block.
And is everything you write from personal experience? We were only talking about this in the car on the way in. Because I was talking about Dermot Kennedy because he's the love of my life, obviously. And I'm just,
he's fantastic.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed with him. But I was like, he sings so many songs about like heartbreak and like sad things sometimes. But he's in a healthy, happy relationship. And I'm like, is it always about your life now? Like, or
I think it's just about your life in general.
Is it?
It can be from the past, can be from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Can be from now. I mean, loads of my songs are just about my childhood. So
really?
I write so much about my past. Or it's like a song about like something that I want to say to my brother or my mom, but I like would find it awkward.
Oh,
so I like, put it into a song. And then, and so it's kind of just like a mix, but it's most of the time it's from my life, unless somebody tells me something. Like I have 2 songs that were on my very first mixtape. One was called Anyone But Her, and that was a song about a story that a girl told me about her life. And then I had another song called Hurt So Bad, which is another story that one of my friends told me about her life. And I just kind of like was so like
inspired by it. Like,
just like, it was so devastating and broke my heart. I was just like, can I write you a song? Like, I don't even know what to say, you know? And so I just like, I originally just kind of wrote it for them, and like, those songs ended up then like coming out. But I think like most of the time it has to be something like moves me so much or like feel emotional about to write about. Otherwise there's no point really. Like.
Your Flashmobs have gone a little bit viral on TikTok.
They're mad.
You know when you do them, like if you've done them.
Are they going to come in here now? Let us know. Are they?
Yeah.
Is the choir on the way? Come on.
Imagine.
I die. I die.
Is it different when you do them in Ireland versus like America or something? Do you get different reactions?
I've never done it in Ireland actually.
Did you not do it on the Lewis? It looked like you were on the Lewis one.
No, I was in Manchester. Yeah.
Oh, it looked like the Lewis in Dublin.
Yeah, no, I've never done it in Ireland. As far as I know, I've never done it in Ireland.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah. The reaction's pretty much like the same everywhere. It's kind of a mixture of people who love it and people who are pissed off.
Really?
And
Pissed off?
Yeah, some people are like just, you can tell that some people are just like, or like if you do it in a place like, we did it at one that hasn't been posted yet, but there was one where we were just like, we did it inside a tube station in London, and the guy over the thing was like, no singing in the station, no, and he kept getting louder and louder, and he was like, no singing in the station, and he was like screaming, and everyone was just like, literally everyone was just like,
oh my god,
the speaker was like, and we just kept going, and it was like, it was funny because we had like dancers and everything in this one, so it was like a whole thing, but I just think it's so hilarious to do. I love. If anything, I do it more for the people who don't like it than the people who
funny.
do.
Yeah. So funny. The idea to do it. You did.
Yeah. So I basically was like, I had put out the song called "I'll Be Waiting," which at this point was following up "All for You," and "All for You" had been so successful. I was like, well, I'm not gonna be able to top that.
Pressure. Yeah.
And I was just like, "I'll Be Waiting" was doing actually pretty good, to be fair, and I was like, I was excited, and I was like, but like, how do I make it even bigger than all
Yeah.
of you? So we were recording basically a live version of the I'll Be Waiting with a choir, but like for a big YouTube video, and it was like on a set and everything, you know. And then I just remember I was on the phone to Nathan, my friend who films all my stuff, and we were just discussing things, and I was like, and I remember just being like, wait, if we've got like a full on, we have a whole choir.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, and I was like, and we have them for a day of rehearsals and then the day of the video. And I was like, man, obviously we should go make some hilarious videos where we just go into like public places with the choir. Like, I was like, imagine if I was just in a cafe. And I remember the specific cafe that I pictured in my head. We didn't actually go there, but I was like, imagine like just like if I was sitting down and I just kind of started singing, and then like a choir just like
Joined in.
joined in,
it.
but people didn't know they were choir. They were just kind of hanging out in the cafe, and like I was like, that'd be so sick. And me and Nathan used to like watch prank videos all the time growing up, and like we always just like did them as teenagers for the laugh, like stupid pranks and like stuff like that, you know, even without like filming them, just because it was funny. And like we were just like, obviously we have to do that. So then we were in Manchester and we just filmed like 5 or 6 videos, and each video got like 100 million views. And it was just like, oh my God.
And then
what
you're,
is
and then the
going on?
song blows up even more.
Yeah.
because
It was just
you're-
insane.
Yeah.
And then the song obviously just blew up from that, and it just was like all over the world as well, because like All For You is really successful, but mostly just in the UK and Ireland.
Yeah.
And then I'll Be Waiting just like went just like everywhere all over the world. And then it just kind of like, it was just mad. Like, and then we just started doing the Flashmobs in LA and did it on
Wow.
the Today Show in New York.
Seen that,
and
yeah,
just, like,
unreal.
and then just now I just love doing them for like all of my songs and doing choir versions and stuff, because it's just, I don't know, it's just fun, and it's a cool
Fun.
way to promote your music that's different to what other people are doing. And I found a unique thing that I just actually like enjoy doing, because it's
Yeah.
hard to like
Other people
find
don't
something on
do,
social
yeah.
media that you enjoy, you know.
Yeah.
And so
If you're doing in Ireland, get somebody to tell us. Not that you're going to
We'll be
do
there.
one, but like, yeah, we
Yeah.
need to be in the right place at the
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
time, and then it just
We could be in the choir.
you could be.
slap me in the back somewhere. I'd be fine.
Throw me in the back.
Yeah, it'd be grand.
You just finished a tour with Ed Sheeran.
Yeah,
How was that?
that was so class. Like,
Wow.
Is he a lovely man?
the nicest
Yeah, I
Like,
can
he'd just be
imagine.
lovely.
He's so lovely.
Is he?
He's like annoying, like you know those guys.
He's
that
like
just-
too nice. Like, yeah,
You're
yeah.
just like, Ed, man, come
Yeah.
on, you're too sound. He's so sound. The thing as well is I have like every other artist that I've like toured with or everything like to compare him to, but like again, it's not a fair comparison because he's been doing it for so long and he's learned everything. He
course.
just knows how to be, and he's just the sweetest guy. And he gave us so much of his time. It was genuine. Like I felt like I was dating Ed Sheeran for like 2 weeks, you know, like at the end of it, like
Dream.
we were in like Paris together. We were on the same TV show. He would like go out of his way to like make sure that we were together at the show. Like his security guards would push like everyone out of the way when he was leaving, and he would be like, no, and he would come over to me and he would hug me and he'd be like, I'll see you really soon. Like when you're in New York, let's hang out. And
Nice.
just like I genuinely like, it just was so nice to see. I mean, it's just so nice to meet your hero, and they're
Yeah.
just the sweetest
They're
person
nice.
ever.
Yeah.
They genuinely care about you, and you could feel that it was genuine. And he just did everything to make you feel respected, loved, cared about. He genuinely like wanted to know about you, about all of us, like, and I just like still today, you know, I get to speak to him all the time, and I'm like, I can't believe that I can just like, if I have a problem, I can just text Ed and be like, what should I do about this, you know?
Like, did you ever
It's like
think?
that TikTok. Why don't you just call Taylor up?
Yeah.
You can just call Ed all the time.
Yeah, I'd say you
Whenever
never thought growing up, even or
know.
even a few years ago, I'd say you,
You'd hear
you never
me,
thought you'd be able
yeah.
to be like, I can just text Ed Sheeran if I
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Man.
funny because actually he only uses email.
Oh.
He doesn't have a phone.
Did I see? Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I saw that somewhere that he has no phone.
But he's real, like he's
What?
on his email, like he's got a whole system of how it works, of how like when he replies all these things.
Wow.
But and I'm don't mean to be exposing Ed's secret, but I feel like everybody knows.
No,
he
I
uses
saw
email.
he said it
Yeah,
somewhere.
but he's
Has no phone.
but that's the thing. Like many times you'll meet someone, they'll be like, oh, look, like be in touch. Like he literally said to me, he was like, let me give you my email. He said that like 4 times before. Like I actually, you know, at first I was like, I was never gonna.
Everyone
like,
says that.
and he was genuine. Like here's my email. Like I change it every 6 months. You know.
Wow.
And he was just like, he literally was, you know, and I was like, oh, he'll never reply even if I do email him, and he does, like he's always like, even if I like send him a message, he'll be like, you know, PS, like listening to Heaven, like stuck in my head all morning, like love it, like congratulations. Like it's just, he actually is like the nicest guy.
Yeah,
he's been through obviously so much as well in his life. Yeah. He's such an inspiration, and I think like he's so open with his advice. He'll like give you so, like he was like, man, you got to get on the email thing, you know, like just get rid of your phone, like go just emails.
You're like, I have TikTok, okay, I can't.
Yeah, I was like, I can't.
Yeah,
but touring with him, it was just so inspiring. Like, and I could talk about him for so long just because like he's just, it was just so lovely, and he's just so good as well. You know, he's like goes on stage, his energy is impeccable. He also taught me a lot about just like, he's so chill. Like when I came off stage before, at the end of my set, there was 15 minutes between my set would end and his would start. And his like multiple times his tour manager would come and grab me and be like, oh, Ed wants to hang out there if you want to go to his dressing room. So I'd go to his dressing room and we'd hang out for those 15 minutes before he goes on stage. And then someone would knock on the door and they'd be like, 2 minutes. And he'd be like, cool. And he'd be like, let me just change my shoes. He'd just change his shoes into another pair of shoes that looked exactly the same. And I'd be like, and then he'd be like, I'll see you after, bro. And he would just walk on stage. And I was like, he is so chill.
Just
like,
cool, calm.
And I think like that really taught me so much, and I don't think I've ever been so chill in my life, like performing since like when I was doing the Dermot shows there when we were in Thomond Park. Like I could have done anything up until the moment we walked on stage. Like I just like something definitely like changed. Like I love to have fun, have music on, and with my friends, and we're just like hanging out. But like I was just like, I really like it. That inspired me so much to just be like,
chill
out, catch it. Like, and I'm never nervous anyway. But I was like, don't even need a ritual. It's like Ed doesn't even. He's just talking to me. Like
Ed changed his shoes.
Changed his shoes. Like it's so he's so relaxed about it, which I think is so important if you want to have like a career that lasts and you don't want to be stressing and like.
I agree.
Being like, I need this. I have to have this. And he's just like. Just hanging out with the boys, eating some food, chilling with Ian, just like, oh, gotta go on. Oh God, I thought I had more time.
Talk to you later.
Walks on, you know?
I love that. So your album is out now, Victory.
Yeah.
What does it take to get your very first album off the ground and to make sure you're like totally 100% happy with it?
It's like a little bit of stress for a while. You're like, how am I gonna do this? I also had like, I was given like very little time to make an album. I feel like most people get like, I don't know, they kind of say like you got your life to write your first album and then you get 6 months to write your second album. I was given like 2 months to write my first album.
Really?
They were just like, you know, the second you have a successful song, like they were just like,
they want it now.
They're like, let's go, album time.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? I'm on tour, bro. Like, what do you mean album?
God.
I got 2 weeks before I go tour for the rest of the year. And it was just like, I had to find like up until then I had been basically producing all of my own music. So I had to find a producer I wanted to work with that I like actually loved their production. Someone that I clicked with, someone that like I knew could do something that I wanted, someone I could trust. And like, it was just like, I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Like,
no, I'm already overwhelmed even here and all of that. How to do that?
But basically I ended up, the way it worked out is some of the songs had been written already and that I already produced, and then I got finished by other people that I like kind of tested around, or I'd worked with, or I was like, this guy in LA, one of my friends, he'll be perfect for this. And like, and because I knew I was going to be on tour, I was like, I have to basically outsource all the end of these like productions and like, and then I had like kind of 2 weeks to like, about 2 weeks to like really go in on the album. And I was like, I do work well under pressure, and I think it's like a privilege. So I was like, this is going to be quite fun. I went to Paris and I worked with this producer that I'd been a fan of for ages, who's based in Paris. And my mum is from Paris and grew up there. So it felt kind of like, I was like, this could be cool. And I'd always wanted to work with him. We went in and we did a weekend, and I had like a whole like 2 weeks, I think, booked in LA to do my album there. We'd rented like a house and a studio, and I was just like, after I spent that weekend in Paris, I was like, cancel LA. I'm just going to stay here and do it all with Tristan.
Wow.
So I stayed with Tristan in Paris, and we just did 2 weeks together. I think like I wrote whatever the songs were that I needed for the album. And like, I think like I say this, but like that, the album is like 14 songs on the album.
Wow.
And I probably wrote like 15 or 16 songs for the album.
Oh.
And 14 of them were
Wow.
on it.
It's usually like hundreds and then you whittle it down. Like,
Yeah, like most people are doing like hundreds of
course, yeah.
songs and they're just like hundreds to find. But I was just like, I want to write a song for my mom that's about this, and I wrote it. And I was
But that's so
like,
good that the ones you wrote
meant
know.
so
all-
much.
yeah.
And I think I'm lucky that it's like that I had that experience, and I think because the pressure was on, I was like, I'm not writing a bad song. Like,
Yeah.
I'm writing exactly what I want. I
What
could
you
spend
want.
time, get it right. But I also think because I knew so strongly what I wanted to write about, and it was so like, it wasn't just like a whatever song and try and make a cool song that'll be successful. I was like, I know exactly what I'm writing, and I know what I want it to sound like, and I
Yeah.
know what I want the vibe to be. And just pretty much every single one, like when it was done, I was like, love it. It's going on the album. Love it. It's going on
Amazing.
the album. So in the end, it kind of, in a way, was easy in that way. Everything fell out. And then in like finishing, it was crazy. You know, I was like on tour in Europe and I had to like stop in a random studio in like Copenhagen and like cut vocals for something. And then I had to go to another one in like Amsterdam and be like, need to do some more for this, or we're changing this like one word, or like this
Wow.
can be different. And like, so it was like, then the end was like, took ages, like, and like, but yeah, it was really, really like just such a cool, I was just pumped to be making my debut album. Like, it's such a cool
Huge
thing to be able to do,
achievement, yeah.
you know? Yeah. So very happy.
Amazing. We have 2 final questions for you.
Yeah.
So they're quick fire questions we ask everyone. What is your biggest ick and your biggest red flag?
Okay. Biggest ick and biggest red flag.
It can be the stupidest thing ever. We
Yeah.
like the ones we've heard are ridiculous. They're hilarious.
I didn't like. I guess I don't know if I've had this in ages, but when I was younger, one of my biggest icks was people who couldn't sing. Like, were sang really out of tune.
Oh God.
Yeah. Or I would find it, I guess, or maybe I would find it attractive if someone could sing.
Could.
really
Yeah.
well. Or like if they couldn't, I would be like, oh, I can't deal with that.
Oh,
like,
no,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, I was just like, see you later. Got it.
Oh. And red flag?
Tone deaf, sorry. And red flag. God, I'm so not hip and cool with these like things. You know, I don't really think about these things. But I guess like, I think it's just anyone who tries to like control you or change your like your life or how you are, you know,
Naturally, yeah.
yeah, what you are naturally, or the sort of like that kind of like gaslighting. Like, I remember I had a girlfriend like years ago, and I mean, we were teenagers anyway, but like I remember she would just like, she had like guy friends that I didn't even like, never knew at that time at all, and they would just like hold hands, or she would like sit on their lap and stuff, and I'd be like, feel like that's
a major red
feel like
flag.
that's like a major red flag. You know? Like, red flag wasn't even a thing back then, but
Yeah,
it was.
You
I was
knew.
like, that's not like,
No, it's not normal.
what? I feel like that's like not. And then she would like do all these things, like we'd be ending a call and she'd be like, Cian, I'd be like, yeah. She'd be like, I love you. And I'd be like, why? Why are you doing this to me? Like,
Oh,
why are you
no.
holding dude's hands and telling me you love me? Like,
Oh God.
so
That's your red flag, definitely.
That's probably, yeah. That was like a lot of red flags. There.
That was a lot. That's a whole toxic
were.
relationship.
They were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cian Ducrot, thank you very much. Your story
you.
is
Thank
really
you for having me,
inspiring
guys.
and even great. Yeah.
Good laugh.
It's
Thank you
lovely
very
to
much.
have you on.
Been lovely to be on.
I hope
We can't
you
wait to
see
listen
you
to
soon.
the album.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Real.
We're going to do one sequence solves, which is our dilemma segment. So if you want yours read out and us to try help you, send them to homeordrink@goloudnow.com and we will try our best to assist.
Yeah. Hi girls, I love the podcast. I'm in such a big dilemma. Hoping you can give me some advice. Basically, I was with my ex-boyfriend for a year. It was an amazing relationship. He treated me so well. However, I broke up with him in November and there was complete no contact since. Holy God. He reached out to me just to see how I was doing, and that led to us starting to talk daily. However, he has since told me while we broke up, he was seeing someone that I do not get along with, and he knew this would break me as it was a girl that dislikes me and I dislike her.
Oh.
Before he had reached out to me, I'd booked a one-way ticket to America as I wanted to experience living abroad. We are both interested in rekindling what we had, but with me now moving away, is it worth getting back with him as well as what happened with the other girl? And if it was worth getting back together, how can I get over this? Am I overreacting? Do you think you're going backwards
How
on
long
yourself?
were they broken up for?
From November, I'm going to guess, till maybe now. 6 months. 6, 7 months, I don't know. He was a lovely man.
Lovely man. I think still do your bit of travelling. Like,
Yeah, don't put that in the back burner because of him.
no, because of him. And like, I do think what's meant to be will be, but like, I still think that then even after you're back from travelling, like, I think you'll always resent someone if you put something off because of them.
Yeah.
If you're like, oh, I'll try with him. Imagine you didn't go on your travels and you get back with him and you can't get over what you done or it fucks up again. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh, I literally missed my whole
yeah,
experience.
it's a chance you're willing to take getting back with him, but don't let it kind of turn you off things that you've planned while you weren't
Yeah.
together. Like, you booked that for a reason.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd
exactly.
tell him, like, okay, if we're still planning on doing this, I'm still moving away. Like,
Yeah.
I want to go and
I'll
see the
still
world.
be going.
You never know, he might go with you.
Yeah.
You could start a whole new life somewhere else, do you know what I mean? But you won't know if you can get over it until you kind of try to.
Yeah.
Isn't that it?
Yeah.
So you can't kind of pre-plan.
And he also didn't do it out of spite, I wouldn't think. Like, I don't know if he
I'd
knows
hope
that
not.
you don't like each other, but like, I feel like he wouldn't have done it in like a nasty way.
Mm.
But I think still do your travelling.
Yeah.
If he's still there when you come back,
Brilliant.
good. But like, if it
If
doesn't
not-
work out, you'll always regret not doing your travelling.
Yes.
Like, you'll be like, why didn't I just do that?
Yeah. You'll kick
Even if it's
yourself.
like, even if it's a few months.
Yeah.
What is he? If he's not going to be there in 6 months' time, and you do your 6 months traveling, then was he
Says
ever
a
for
lot.
you? Like,
Yeah.
was he meant to be? No.
No.
Put your traveling on you first, and then him, because you can't nurture something fully unless you're happy in yourself and you pursue your own things. I think as well.
That's beautiful.
So, Super Skip for today, we're talking to Cian about what are they called, Flashmobs,
Yeah.
and our Super Skip for today is Flashmobs. Yes or no? Like, would you like to see one, or be in the midst of one, or no? Do you find them awkward? I'm gonna sip to wanting to be in to see one.
Yeah, I want to see one. I don't want to be in it.
Oh,
Like,
Oh,
I don't.
yeah.
I don't want to like be dancing in it. I want to
Yeah.
sit there and like.
I was in a flash mob once, but not really.
off.
Oh, I was. I kind of was. I was singing in this thing over in England in this big arena. It was in like a huge full stadium, like Justin Bieber before, and it was like a school tour.
But you were a proper superstar.
And there was 4 of us, and we just came out of the crowd and we were like, yeah, you can be the greatest. You can be the best. You can be. I'll show you. It's on YouTube, everyone. I'll actually put a link up to it.
Oh my
I will.
days.
It's on YouTube. And then the whole little choir joins in of all these little kids.
Aww.
And they sing, yeah. And then we go up on stage and sing the rest.
I'm sipping to watching it.
I'm sipping too. I don't think it's. Do you ever see people in the background? They're like all grumpy and all.
Puffing and all.
Like
Get
Cian
over
was
it. They're
saying,
singing a
yeah.
song.
I know.
Not
That would make
killing
my
it.
day. Like,
Yeah, I'd be like, that's beautiful.
yeah, that's beautiful. I'm
Yeah.
going to say sip.
Sip.
Big sip. That was it for this week's episode. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
listening.
Yeah,
Ellie's
For-
food is outside.
my food is downstairs.
We'll see you
waiting.
Monday for Help I Drink Extra Juice, where we answer even more of your dilemmas. Thank you so much to Cian for coming on and being such a great guest.
Yeah,
And a huge thank you to Coca-Cola Zero Sugar.
we love
Such
you.
an amazing opportunity to work with a brand that we both love so much and who are so good to us.
I'm gonna have
and-
my can out my dinner actually
Yeah,
downstairs.
lovely. Thanks so much to Coca-Cola Zero Sugar and all yous for listening. We love you so much. Make sure to like, rate, subscribe
We love
to the
you.
podcast, and we'll see you on Monday.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you. Yeah, we forgot to love you.
Love you.
Hold My Drink with Charleen and Ellie, a GoLoud original podcast, proudly sponsored by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Best Coke ever? Take a taste.